For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're a family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you are having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Kevin,
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.
Welcome in, where hindsight is always 20/20. Welcome in, no one to blame. We are getting ready for March Madness, people. Sunday, Selection Sunday, coming at us hot. We've got some automatic bids we got to talk about from last week's show, tournaments that have wrapped up already. We're going to be talking about some tournaments in progress, some tournaments that are going to start tomorrow. First in, last out, bubble teams. We are going to be getting you ready for all the March Madness action. Kevin will be joining a little late, little snafu, but he will be here, is what I'm being told. But I got you until then. Don't worry. We're also going to be hitting on NFL signings. NFL has been going crazy. I have no idea what has gotten into everybody, but I love it. I love the chaos. I love the moves that the Bills are making. Bills Mafia, stand up. How we feeling? Loving everything that we're doing there. We'll get into it a little bit. I'm at work today. Little story time. I'm at work today, and I live in Charleston, South Carolina, so it's kind of a melting pot down here. And I've got Rams fans, Dolphins fans, Broncos fans, Steelers fans, Cowboys fans, Eagles fans, all the above where I work. I am the lone Bills fan, which is actually a shocker. A lot of Bills Mafia migrating south. But I have everybody telling me that we overpaid for Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills overpaid for Josh Allen? Is that even a thing? Is that, I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you're watching, if you're listening. I don't see it, man. It's 6 years, $330 million. Now, as we know, NFL contracts are not what they seem. It's not an NBA contract. He will not be getting every cent of that money. It also frees up money for us, if I understand that right. You can make sure you follow us, Do Champions, on X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are putting out Bills content 24/7. When it breaks, we got something going out. I believe we signed Reggie Gilliam today, which is good. We need that. We need that fullback. And I also saw Ty Johnson should be coming back to be a Bill, which is good news. I know we lost Mac Hollins to the Patriots. Patriots making some sneaky moves. I think they're still years away from making noise in the division, but they're building a little nucleus there. I dig it. We're going to get into all that NFL signings when Kevin gets on the show. We'll save that for the end. I know he's got some hot takes. Raiders have been busy. Raiders have been making moves. Kevin's a Raiders fan. I think first and foremost, we need to get into the automatic bids. So conferences that have already finished some automatic bids, who's getting into the tournament already? So started off the ASUN, Lipscomb. Lipscomb made it through. I don't know if Lipscomb is going to be a team that is going to make much noise in the tournament. 25-9 record this year in the ASUN tournament. They had a 76-65 win over North Alabama. They have their leading scorer. There's also the first in the conference, Jacob Ognashevich. Not even going to attempt that for a second time. It's their second appearance in the tournament, first since 2018. It's all going to depend on seeding for these automatic bids, for these mid majors, tournament winners, conference tournament winners. The matchup, and I get it. It's obvious, but it truly is going to depend on the matchup. If any of these teams can make some noise here. SIU Edwardsville Cougars 22-11 coming out of the Ohio Valley Conference. Huge win in the title over Southeast Missouri State, who I believe Southeast Missouri State was the winner. They were the favorite, and I believe they're the regular season champ too, but conference winner. 69-48 victory for SIU Edwardsville. 22-11 record. Their first appearance in the tournament. This conference, I don't know how much noise Ohio Valley is going to be making. Once again, they have the leading scorer in the conference on their team. Shocker. Both teams we've talked about so far. I don't know how much noise they're going to be making. We'll get into all these as the selections come out, but good for them, man. First appearance. I love it. We got another one here. The High Point Panthers. 29-5 record this year. They beat a good Winthrop team in the championship, 81-69. It is their first appearance in the tournament. Again, we love to see that. I love to see that's what I love about this tournament, man. If any other leagues can do something like this, it'd be fantastic. It's such a unique sporting event. Everyone's got to love it. March Madness is truly the best. 81-69 win over Winthrop. And like I said, a good Winthrop team. High Point can make some noise. Now, they do not have the leading scorer in their conference. Actually, their leading scorer is only the 9th in the Big South. Do with that what you will. I don't think it's going to be indicative on their future performance in the tournament. But, a 29-5 record, I like them to maybe win a game. When I say do something, we're talking about winning a game, right? We're not talking about making a run. I don't think any of these teams are making a run, including this team, Drake. So Drake with a 30-3 record. Sorry. And they beat Bradley in the title game for the Missouri Valley Conference. A Bradley team that was feisty, that I think, Bradley, kind of a big loss here, 63-48, kind of a big loss. I think Bradley should still be in the tournament. I like that Bradley team a lot. This Drake team is legit. It's their 8th appearance in the tournament, their 3rd straight, 30-3. So they have expectations. They're looking to win more than one game here. And I think they'll be 9, 10, maybe an 11 seed. This is a good team, and holding a Bradley team to 48 points. I mean, the teams that could play defense in the tournament can really do some damage. I like Drake. A run, I don't know, 1 or 2 wins. I think that's definitely attainable. We got the Summit League. The Omaha Mavericks. Did not expect Omaha to come out of here. They had a 22-12 record this year. They beat the St. Thomas Tommies from Minnesota 85-75 in the championship game here for the Summit League. Now, interesting here, St. Thomas, even if St. Thomas had won the championship, Omaha was still going. Omaha could not. Omaha was going to get in no matter what. St. Thomas, they have not been a D1 program long enough to get into the tournament. I don't know the exact rules on that. I know we talked about it on last week's show, and it was kind of, I don't want to say news to me, but haven't heard that in a while. But good for them. Good for St. Thomas making it to their conference championship. The Summit League's got some interesting teams in it. The leading scorer for Omaha is second in the Summit League. I should say the leading scorer for Drake, first in the Mountain Missouri Valley Conference, not the Mountain Valley. But the first appearance for Omaha, noticing some trends here. We got 3 first appearances so far. I don't think Omaha is doing anything. I just don't. So that's all I got to say about that. The Wofford Terriers, the SoCon Championship, beating the Furman Paladins 92-85. Did not see that one coming at all. If I could throw this back and I could check out last week's show, I don't think Wofford was even close as far as odds for winning this tournament. So this is kind of a big surprise here. Their record this year, 19-15. I definitely think Furman was the favorite, but it's their 6th appearance for Wofford. Wouldn't have guessed that. First since 2019. Look for them. This is a definite one and done candidate here. I don't think they're going to be doing too much. And let's see where we had SoCon. Wofford had a 13% chance to win. Furman only a 12% chance. Samford was the 26% chance to win was the biggest odds to win this tournament. We talked about it last week on No One to Blame. Now, this was the one conference that we picked out 6 teams that actually had a chance to win this. Very close. And we saw the 4th and 5th best chances played in the championship game. And now we're getting to see Wofford, and I'm all about getting some new faces, some new blood in the tournament. I love it. Last one here at the automatic bid. Troy Trojans coming out of the Sun Belts with a 23-10 record, a 94-81 win over Arkansas State. Their leading scorer is I think leading their tournament or leading their conference, and it's Troy's 3rd appearance, first since 2017. I don't know how much noise Troy is making in this tournament. I think the teams that you really got to watch out for here are the ones we just talked about. High Point, Lipscomb, and Drake, I think, are the ones that can truly make something happen here. Make sure you follow me on X, _Neffy. Follow Kevin at Kevin3E2. We can make sure that we're getting you guys all of our picks before the tournament starts. Obviously, Selection Sunday is coming up, and the tournament starts next week. So we will be talking all about it on No One to Blame. But yeah, we got action tonight. We got action every night. We got tournaments starting. We got tournaments finishing. Wild game going on right now. So the CAA championship. It's the conference final right now. UNC Wilmington was the huge favorite going in, but we got a Cinderella happening with Delaware right now. It's a 1-point game. Delaware making a run in this tournament, which this is why March is just electric. And I know you're saying, hey, Neff, dude, UNC Wilmington and Delaware. Yeah, man. Delaware was 5-13 in conference and 16-19 overall, and they might get an automatic bid. Dude, that is what I'm talking about. I love that shit. American East playoffs are in the semifinals right now. We got a good one here. The Horizon League Championship. Youngstown State and Bob Morris. It looks like Bob Morris is going to close this one out to get that automatic bid. They're up 85-76 with a minute to play. ACC tournament first round started up. Cuse and Florida State doing battle right now. think Cuse was almost a 4-point dog, and Cuse up 4 at half, which I think is wild. That Florida State team, man, oof. The Syracuse team is bad, but I think the Florida State, much like their football team, just bigger expectations, and they were just dog shit this year. By God, is that the music? Do I hear Stone Cold Steve Austin in the background? He's getting all set up over there. There he is. What up, Kev? You doing all right?
Yep. You got me? We good?
I got you now. Yep.
All
Good.
right.
So
man.
we're talking to the people, Kev, about automatic bids. We went through each team, their margin of victory, teams that we think can make some noise from those automatic bids. And I was just getting started into conference tournaments that are starting tonight, ending tonight. I was talking to people about UNC Wilmington and Delaware. They're playing the CAA championship tonight, Kev. Delaware was 5-13 in their conference this year, 16-19, and they are 1 point off of the lead in this game with 3 minutes 52 to play to win the championship. Their odds were insane.
Believe it or not, I actually watched the Delaware game yesterday against Towson, I think it was, and caught a little bit of that. Yep.
Absolutely love it. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up last week's. So where were we at here? So upcoming tournaments, games that are going on tonight, Kev. Clicking the wrong tabs. We were talking about the ACC kicking off tonight, the SWACs kicking off tonight, the MAAC, the MAC, and then we got the WCC, West Coast Conference. Yeah. This is a game. Both these teams are getting in the tournament.
Do you see the score right now?
Hasn't tipped off yet.
Gonzaga St. Mary's.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I just didn't refresh.
16-5. Gonzaga's up.
Wow. Yeah. So St. Mary's was a 4-point underdog going into that game. St. Mary's is 17-1 in conference. That's wild too. But dude, 17-5 now for Gonzaga. Yeah, I mean, both these teams are going to make the tournament, and I think both are. I think both could win a game in the tournament easy, and I think one of them could definitely make a mini run.
The Zags coach Mark Few, they always tend to play tough in the tournaments, so you never know.
Yep, we got one that went final here. Robert Morris winning the Horizon League Championship, capturing that automatic bid. You love to see it. There's so much basketball. I want to talk about some of these, though. So the Northeast Conference Tournament Final, St. Francis, PA. How about them knocking off Central Connecticut? Central Connecticut was 25-7, and they were 14-1 in conference play going into this game. End up losing to St. Francis, who is going into the game was 7-8 in conference play.
That's
wild
just crazy
shit, dude. Wild shit. St. Francis, PA, getting it done in the final there. I don't think any other conference finals. Yep, just the two that we talked about. But we got the Big 12. So we need to get into some of these major conferences, Kev. We've been talking about all these mid-majors, and for the average college basketball listener, bracket filler outer, these teams just aren't as important, and they should be, but they're not going to be until Sunday when them all.
Not
right?
till Selection Sunday comes out.
And
they see that 5-12 matchup or that that 4-13.
And then they do their little bit of research, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. But let's talk about some of these. I want to talk about the games that have closed today. So Cincinnati, the first round of the Big 12, Cincinnati thumped Oklahoma State there. Both teams similar records. Dude, 19-point victory. Like Oklahoma State, man, what a fall from grace there. And I don't know if it's just a influx of talent in the Big 12 or what's
Big
going
12
on?
is, yeah, there's no gimmies. I mean, if it wasn't for the SEC kind of going crazy this year, man, the Big 12 is good. Even with Kansas being down compared to what they usually are, Big 12's tough.
They absolutely are. And here you go, dude. Colorado beat TCU, a 13-19 Colorado team beat a 16-16 TCU team today. Colorado 3-17 in Big 12 play. This is why, like, you have to be careful when you're betting these conference games. It doesn't matter if you could throw out the record from the beginning of the year. It truly does not.
How many teams are in the Big 12 now? Do you know? You got that in front of you?
It's like the big 36.
Big 30, big 35. Yeah. Because they were 16th in the Big 12.
That sounds right, I think, actually. Yeah. There's 16 teams. Yep.
So they're dead last in the Big 12.
Yeah.
2 points.
Not great, Jim.
Yep.
Not great. But guess what, dude? They're moving on. Moving on in the Big 12 tournament. We had one other game go off. K-State beat Arizona State. Arizona State was second last in the Big 12. K-State grabbing a little bit of momentum here. This conference is so top heavy, dude. Like, can K-State actually do anything, do you think?
I mean, in the big, they could maybe win another game in this, depending on who they match up with. But I mean, they were 15-16 overall, 10th in the Big 12. So no, they had their run last year with that. I can't think of the guard's name that played well for him. But
yeah,
he went off. He had a good turn.
He went off in Madison Square Garden, didn't he?
Yeah.
I can't.
He was the guy that had that it was like him and the coach were acting like they were getting into it and threw the backdoor lob to the guy. It was awesome.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Love that. Love that. We got Utah is actually playing UCF tonight, and that game's just about a pick 'em. Those are two pretty even teams, man. I bet on both those teams and against those teams throughout the season. That's an interesting matchup, not a game that I would touch. Utah is slight -1.5 point favorite. I am not touching that. Big 12 tomorrow, Kev. Cincinnati is now moving on to play Iowa State at 12:30. Cincinnati, an 8.5 point underdog. Not what you want to see.
Yeah.
Colorado is moving on to play West Virginia. West Virginia is 6.5 point favorite in that one. I think I like both the favorites in those. There's a reason that Colorado is last.
Sneaky good game tomorrow. Vandy and Texas.
Oh, hang on. We're going to get to that conference.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going through Big 12 first. Tomorrow, K-State now advancing to play Baylor. What'd you say?
I said Vandy. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the next game, the Colorado-West Virginia game. Yep.
K-State's playing Baylor. And then the winner of Utah and UCF will be playing Kansas tomorrow night. And then winners of those games will be going on to play BYU, Houston, Texas Tech, and Arizona, respectfully, on Thursday night.
Breaking news. You want to jump in here?
Hit
Joey Bosa signs with the Buffalo Bills.
Ew.
Joey Bosa.
Are you sure?
Yep.
No way.
Swear.
What?
Come on, dude. Get that out there, dude. Let's go. There was talk that he was going to go to San Fran. There was talk he was going to San Fran with his brother. Yeah, I actually heard that today.
Okay, hang on. This
may the reaction. What you got? Nope, it's real. What you got?
I'm seeing the 49ers are signing him.
It just popped up on the Underdog notification.
It all depends what the contract is for me here, Kev.
I think he's
1
going to
year,
have to be.
12.6.
I was going to
That's
say
for
he's going to have to be on
Rappaport.
a short deal, incentive laced. He's been banged up.
Is this okay? Okay, let's think about this here. I think I'm fine with that 1 year, 12.6. I think I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you any 1 year deal you sign with a veteran like that, even if the money is a little higher, it's just 1 year. Like teams can figure that out. It's not going to long term stunt any contracts. No, I would like it. Yeah,
I think I'm fucking.
I don't like the
pumped about that,
Bosas,
dude.
but that's a good move for the Bills.
I think I am pumped about that. Actually, where's he at injury? I need to get. I need to do the research. I need to figure all this out. 1
Yeah.
year, 12.6. Joey Bosa. I'm down with that.
Oh,
I am
you gotta
absolutely
like
down
it.
with
Yeah.
that.
No, you gotta like it.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
Anyway.
Bills.
I figure we could jump into college basketball with the little Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I love that.
Hot item.
I love that. Breaking news. Wow. I'm kind of
caught you off guard, didn't it?
Yeah. That I would never expect.
I've not even heard one iota about Bills.
Tell
and
you
him.
what, that means that we're not gonna land. What's the other one? Trey Hendrickson from Cincy.
So doesn't Trey Henderson have another year? Isn't he like a trade guy? Isn't he got another year in his deal?
Yeah, he's a trade. I just don't. If we're paying Bosa 12.6, I don't think we don't have that much room.
Yeah,
we can create a bunch, but I don't know. Brandon Bean, you're a wizard. Do something.
No, he'll work his magic. He was on McAfee yesterday, and I didn't hear nothing about that though.
I know. Interesting, huh? Interesting. All right. We got the Big 12 tournament, Kev, kicking off on Wednesday. I think this is another This is another conference that, we had all the conference realignments, and seeing some of these teams play these other like traditional Big Ten teams, like USC is playing Rutgers in the Big Ten conference tournament. It's an adjustment. It's more of an adjustment basketball than it was football.
I agree, because you got I don't know what it is, but the basketball, I think you just kind of, for me anyway, teams, you always match them up with that conference or whatever. In football, I don't know why it's a little bit different, but it seems like it is. Yeah. I mean, I guess because you don't have like Rutgers and Maryland. Like in football, nobody's paying attention to them,
right?
Really. I mean, even teams like Michigan State lately haven't been kind of in that conversation. Purdue, where these teams have been decent at basketball in the last, 5 to 10 years, whatever.
Yeah. So let's talk about some odds here for the Big Ten tournament. I've got some futures here. I actually placed a future on Wisconsin to win the Big Ten tournament. I don't want to say it was quite a month ago, but definitely a couple weeks ago, at least 2 weeks ago. I got them at plus 4,000. So I'm looking at them with a 9.37% chance to win. Not great, but plus 4,000, I think, reflects that. But Maryland.
I was going to say, what is Maryland?
Yeah. 4-1, I believe.
Yeah.
And they're getting hot at the right time.
They kind of remind me a little bit of NC State last year, how they got basically weren't supposed to get in the tournament, got in late, went on a hot run. Derek Queen, freshman, big man for them, is tough. They got two bigs down low, two forwards that are tough. I like that Maryland squad going into this tournament and the NCAA tournament.
Now, let's see. I got a future on Michigan State to win the whole thing, so I'm a little biased there, but Michigan State's played such good ball this year, but can't you almost see them losing the conference tournament and then like having Izzo having to rally the troops for the big dance?
I could see that, but I could also see them running this Big Ten, and they're ranked 7 right now. If they run the Big Ten and have to beat depending on who they would have to play, maybe they had to play a Maryland or an Illinois, kind of top 25-ish teams.
Yeah.
How far would they go up the rankings for a potential like seeding in them top 2 seeds? That'd be a interesting to see how that kind of planned out if they won the Big Ten.
What's interesting here is you got, let's see, 7 ranked teams in the Big Ten, and sitting there at the 5th place team, the UCLA Bruins, 13-7 in conference play, unranked, man. They're 22-9 and they're unranked. A little disrespect, if you ask me, man. Like Illinois is 20-11, Purdue's 21-10, Michigan's 22-9, and their form lately has been garbage, and they're ranked 22. Like, I don't know. This is interesting tournament here, but I think we're gonna see Michigan State get in, Maryland get in, Michigan get in, Wisconsin, UCLA, Purdue, Illinois, Oregon. I think they're all getting in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look after that, it's Indiana and it's Ohio State. And I'm not sure that both those teams get in. I think it's all going to depend how they do here in this conference tournament.
Yeah, them teams, Indiana probably the most. They've got to win a couple. They got to beat a good team. They're right there on that kind of that bubble spot, in my opinion, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Michigan State, obviously the favorite here, number 7 in the country, but Maryland's on a heater. Yeah, I don't think anyone can sleep on Maryland. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Any other thoughts on the Big Ten?
Actually, I was just pulling up Lenardi. He's actually got Ohio State as the last team in, which
I saw that. When was that updated, though?
It was updated today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to be tricked by it again, Kev.
Yeah, it'll get you. You got to watch that updated date. It'll definitely get you. Now he's got Indiana and Ohio State in his last 4 in.
Okay, so he's got both of them getting in. That's interesting.
Yeah. So he's got Texas out, North Carolina out, Boise State out, and Colorado. That's his first 4. Colorado State, I'm sorry, first 4 out.
Wait, he's got Boise State as one of those?
First 4 out.
I'd much rather see Boise State in there than Indiana or Ohio State, to be honest with you.
Definitely Ohio State.
How many Big Ten teams do we need, man? 2, 4,
kind of like we talked about,
8.
man. I don't want to see the 10th ranked Big Ten, and I'd rather see a Boise State or maybe a Colorado State. That might be I might be in the minority in that, but
no, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, unless you're it's one of your alma maters, but I want to see some chaos, man. I was talking about this before you got on, Kev. We have 3 out of the 6 automatic bids so far are first timers, which I love to see.
Yep.
One of them was Omaha, who actually played St. Thomas in the championship, so that actually did come to life. But they beat them anyways. But like we talked about, had they lost, St. Thomas couldn't get in. Now, did we ever find out how many years St. Thomas has been playing D1?
No, I think this is maybe the 2nd year. I'm not positive on that though.
Not enough to get in. We do know that.
They were dead. It was not enough to get in.
I don't remember what it is, and honestly, I'm not going to look it up while we're on
it
air.
Was 4 years, but they had to be in for 4 years, and they weren't there yet.
Yeah. I think we get into the one that everyone's waiting for, Kev. The biggest one, the MAC, dude. The MAC tournament is it's gonna be electric. I'm just kidding. The SEC, man. The SEC. I mean, how many is the whole SEC conference gonna make it?
So I think Lenardi has 12, I think, is what he ended up. No, 13. 13 SEC teams getting in is what he has right now.
13 out of 16?
Yeah. So you're looking at
Man, look at this.
Texas
What?
is the last of the SEC he's got getting in, or right there.
I don't think they should. I don't think that they should. Oklahoma actually jumped them.
So he's got, you know what? He's got this kind of. He's got Texas as his first 4 out, but that would be that would be the 14th SEC team. So no, that's right. So he doesn't have Texas even in, and he's got 13. Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Georgia are probably the last 3 teams. Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. That kind of rounds out the end of them. That number, that 13 number.
Yeah, I mean, tough sledding for some of these teams that you throw you throw Oklahoma or Texas back in the Big 12, probably faring a lot better than they did this year in the SEC.
Yeah.
Auburn
he's only got
3.
Yeah, he's only got 8 SEC. He's only got 8 Big 12 teams getting in. So
yeah, and you'll find. I mean, the ACC, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But when the ACC is down the way it is and the SEC is up the way it is, you're not going to have an even share. Like, you're going to have the best teams. So unfortunately, ACC might only have a couple, and we'll get to that though.
Yeah.
So you got probably the tournament favorites coming out of the ACC. The one I told everyone not to bet on has been trouncing people. We'll get to that though. How about the SEC with 4 of the top 10 teams, man? Auburn at 3, Florida at 4, Bama at 5, Tennessee at 8. I'm hearing rumblings Tennessee to win this tournament, Kev. What are your thoughts on that?
Who did Tennessee play the last regular season game? That was
they beat South Carolina.
Yeah,
they beat them by 10. The game before they lost to Ole Miss by 2 at Ole Miss.
That was the one. That was a close game. That was a good game.
And they beat Alabama.
I think initially when we had this conversation 2 weeks ago, I had Tennessee as a 1 seed prior to a couple of these losses they had, but I got them. I think I personally like them better than Alabama when it's all said and done. Bama's got a little something a little off. You know, I watched them the other day, Sears, a terrible back-to-back possessions where Alabama got lucky on some botched switches on screens. Sears goes in for basically a runner at the end to win it. He's a little ball dominant.
Or Florida.
The Florida is a Florida game, I think. A little, he gets a little too ball dominant at times. That kind of hurts them a little bit when they're not don't have the pace going up when they get in half court sets. But
but then they come around and they beat Auburn in Auburn.
Yeah, no, but they'll show. Right? They'll look terrible, and then not terrible, but they'll bad showing. Come out and beat what I consider the number 1 team in the country. So, you know.
Yep.
I think I prefer Tennessee.
Tennessee's a little more rounded. You're not going to get the highs or the lows of Alabama, right?
I like Ziegler for Tennessee a little bit more than I like Sears, and when the tournament's going to come around.
Something about Sears, I just don't. Yeah. I don't trust him in the big game, man. I just don't. And I know. So he actually played well. He had the winner in that Auburn game, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then he also, I mean, you can't blame the whole game on that other loss to Auburn, but he played like shit.
Yeah.
So it's like
he's up and down. He gets a little bit a little too into himself a little bit sometimes. He tries to take over when he shouldn't. But
just lacks a little maturity, I think, is the big thing for me. And where did he come from for Bama?
I don't know.
Or was it always Bama?
I think it was always Bama.
He wasn't a transfer?
I don't think so, but I'm not positive. He reminds me a little bit of Trae Young. He's got that, he's got the talent. He can go out and get you 40. He can go out and get you 30. But then there's times where he can kind of turn the ball over, bad shot selection, that kind of thing.
So, yeah, he played at the Ohio Bobcats, dude.
Oh.
For 2 seasons. before he came to Alabama. This is his 5th year.
Yeah, he definitely 5th year should not be having some of these bad possessions that he does. That's for sure.
No, exactly. So knowing that makes me even more kind of. Now Alabama's going to be an exciting team in this tournament. They're going to be fun to watch. Are you? So you like Tennessee to win this tournament?
No, I don't necessarily think I like them to win this tournament. I think I like them going into the NCAA tournament, depending on where they're seated at, obviously where they match up. But
yeah,
good coach team. Rick Barnes is a good coach. This tournament could get weird because if you're a team like Auburn or Florida, like, do you want to go on a long run? I know that sounds crazy, but does Auburn care if they win the big SEC? I don't know.
Super important point right there, Kev. Another, I would say betting conference tournaments are harder than betting the actual tournament. There are so many variables.
Yep.
Teams that know they're going to get in may rest a guy. Teams that have beaten a team twice may get trounced by the team they've beaten twice. You just it's super volatile. It's just very hard to handicap. Tread lightly in these conference tournaments over the next, what do we have? A week, 6 days?
Might want to just save some of that coin for your bracket. And
save your bankroll. Yeah. We got Selection Sunday coming up, and then what have we got? Like 2.5 weeks of just insanity.
Ball.
Exactly.
Madness.
So you may want to just save your shekels, unless you had an all-time lock of the year of the century. Then put all your shekels on them. ACC, Kev, how are you feeling about the ACC?
Probably just 3 teams getting in. Out of the ACC: Duke, Clemson, Louisville. SMU, they got 22 wins, which you'd think that would kind of just naturally put them in there, but Wake Forest has got 21 wins, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But everything I've seen just has them getting them top 3 teams in. So I'm assuming it's strength of schedule type stuff. No big wins for like these teams like SMU. Kind of the same thing in the football. Remember SMU football come around. ACC was weak. They didn't really play anybody. So that's kind of still hurting them right now.
I'm looking at Louisville's schedule, for instance, right now. Okay. They haven't played a ranked team. Jeez, dude. Since they played Kentucky. And let me tell you, what was the date? No, it was the 11th game of the year. So
yeah,
that's how long ago.
Yeah. And then, these
December 14th.
Teams. Oh, that was last year. These teams most of them have kind of do it in college basketball as opposed to college football. They play in some of these big, they put these home and homes together and play. You got to play tough schedule in basketball. You just have to. You absolutely have to. Because if your conference, nobody would have thought, 3 years ago that the ACC was going to be down. North Carolina shouldn't be here. They just Florida State, Virginia, Notre Dame. So I'm looking at this list: Syracuse, NC State, Miami. These teams. Do you know what Miami's record is?
Not great.
7-24. They were making runs in the tournament the last 2 years. So you don't know when your conference is going to drop off. You've got to take these out of conference schedules and beef them up. Have to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you look at they have one ranked win, one win against a ranked opponent this year, and it was against Indiana. 2-4, 5th game of the year where Indiana was 14, and you look where Indiana is now, they may not even get in the tournament. So count that for what you will. They lost by 22 to Tennessee. They lost to Ole Miss by 23. Lost to Duke by 11. Lost to Kentucky by 8. I don't know. And then they lost to Georgia Tech too. That was their last loss. This Louisville team, man, I don't know. I don't like them at all. Now, the second place team, my second place team, they're tied technically in conference play, but Clemson. I like Clemson a lot. I do. What are your thoughts on Clemson?
Again, I think they can cause some problem in the NCAA tournament. I don't know where they're going to be seated at. That's going to be big. Obviously with all these teams, but man, again, these teams, they're not battle tested. These ACC teams, Duke's throttling, they beat Wake Forest the other day, whoever by when was that game? Was that early?
No. That was recently. That was this year.
Clemson?
4, 6. Yep. Clemson
Okay.
and Duke
that's probably
71, February 8th.
Is that probably one of their only handful of ranked opponents this year, probably?
They beat number 4 Kentucky earlier in the year.
Yeah, I see that.
And those are the only 2 teams they played that were ranked. Now, not entirely their fault because all of ACC is down.
Mm-hmm.
They played Penn State. They beat Penn State.
Lost to Memphis.
Yep, lost to Memphis, lost to South Carolina, and then they lost to Boise State. So their non-con was good, not great. But that win against Duke, man, I mean, huge.
Yeah.
Especially it was a month ago. Sounds like a lot. It's not.
Yeah, they beat North Carolina next game after that too.
Yeah,
obviously
by 20.
North Carolina's kind of on the bubble there, but
yeah, I like this Clemson team a lot. I think they can make another little run here. Not just in their own tournament. They could win this tournament. They could fuck around and win the ACC conference tournament.
Yeah, they need the mentality of they do need to win this. Where Duke,
I agree.
Kind of like we talked about Auburn, it doesn't matter to Duke if they lose early. They're going to spin it as they, get a little break. But yeah, Clemson goes on a run and wins this, and all of a sudden, where are they going to be seated at? Because right now they're 10. They go win the ACC. I know the ACC's down. But that means they're going to have to beat. They're probably going to have to beat Louisville or beat Duke. One of the two, I would think.
Absolutely.
So that's huge for the NCAA seedings.
I agree. And this Duke team, man, I know I can't retract my earlier statements. They're 28-3 overall. They're 19-1 in conference play. Their 2 losses outside of Clemson were Kentucky and Kansas. They have wins over Arizona and Auburn, right? Nothing to take lightly there.
Yeah.
This team can play, man. They're super, super talented. I just think that the tournament's going to be a little bit different. And I think when I can't wait to see who else is in their region, because I'm taking them to beat Duke. If it's I want one of those SEC teams, I think, over Duke. I don't know. Duke could play some good defense.
I mean, I still like, if it comes down to it, man. Yeah, I like Auburn and I like Houston over Duke maybe in that setting. You got some young freshmen against that Houston defense. Now, like we talked about, Duke can play defense. Duke historically is not a good defensive team. They're pretty good this year, which is, kind of sets them apart, I would say, maybe from a kind of a prone Duke team to maybe get upset in the tournament. That might set them apart. But then again, they are young. How are they going to handle it if they get down? So,
I mean, you have to think that some of their success this year is due to the ACC being down. You can't tell me that it's not. I know they have
that's part of
wins,
it. Yeah.
But it is. And it's something that just think of just being battle tested just throughout the season alone. Not just some of these other teams that have been going to the tournament, this Duke team is really young. Their nucleus is really young. They don't have a lot of tournament experience, but a team like Houston, a team like Auburn, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of these heavy hitters that I don't know. Maybe I'm just stubborn on my early opinion on them, Kev, but I want to see what they do in this conference. If they completely wipe the floor with Louisville or Clemson, then I think it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm paying attention a little bit more. But
I'm probably more off of them now than I was, on our previous conversation.
Really?
Just a little. Not. I still think they could win it all. I mean, they're one of them teams that could definitely win it all.
Now, is that because you're watching some of these other teams like do the damn thing?
I think there's something to be said late in the year when Auburn, even though they go lose to Bama, like these teams are going at it in high pressure situations.
Yep.
These home courts are going nuts. It's just they're battle tested late in the season. They're ready for it. There's something to be said for that. Duke's hasn't really. They're just not going to get that late in the year right now.
No,
that don't mean they can't. Still do their thing. But
no, but if you're trying to predict the future, which we're handicapping this and looking at it. I mean, they went into a raucous North Carolina, but they beat them by 13. But then NC
that was a close game. Ended up being close before they pulled away.
Score.
Yeah.
But still, that's not what it used to be. You know what I mean?
No.
So to your point, just not enough there for me. But I'm going to be interested to see what they do.
I mean, before that North Carolina game, they beat Wake Forest by 33. They beat Florida State 100-65. They beat Miami 97-60. They beat Illinois, the worst loss in Illinois history, 110-67. Virginia, they beat 80-62. Stanford, 106-70. Dude, not a close game in sight. Like good for them. They're blowing teams out that they should. But
you can only play who you can play. There's two sides of this argument, right? And I understand both of them, but I am going to take the team who's playing against better competition for the majority of their season. And then that's you'll see where my bets land. It's going to be something very similar.
Yeah. For me, it's not even.
Do you have any thoughts on this Mountain West Conference, Kev? I think we're going to have 4, maybe 5 teams come out of the Mountain West. We were talking about maybe Boise being one of the first 4 out, but in front of them, I mean, San Diego State, Utah State, Colorado State, New Mexico, the Lobos. I mean, they should all be in my opinion. Any thoughts on
Mountain West? How many did you say you had in?
So I got New Mexico, Colorado State, Utah State, San Diego State, and then Boise State is one that I would put in over like an Ohio State or Indiana. I'd put in a Boise State if it was me.
So right now, Lenardi's got the Mountain West only getting 3 teams in.
He's a coward.
Interesting on that, because you're kind of saying 5, which I kind of think
I would go 5,
now.
man.
I may be thinking 4.
San Diego State's 21-8, and Boise State is 22-9. And I don't know,
So he's got. Here's the difference. He's got Boise State and Colorado State. That's his first 4. 2 of his first 4 out. So he's got
he doesn't know what he's talking
right
about.
there.
This guy, how long has he been watching college basketball? I've been watching for 2 months, dude. I'm dialed in. Okay.
You act like this is what he does for a living.
Yeah, dude. Who's this guy writing articles for?
Who's this guy work for?
ESPN. I don't know.
I think 4.
I just like more parody, man. I like more parody.
Yeah.
Hey, updated score real quick in this Gonzaga St. Mary's game. 33-31 at halftime for Gonzaga. So it's a game, man.
Yep.
If you got in on St. Mary's live, good for you. I bet you it was juicy. I bet you it was 8 or 9 live. And then they're down by 2 at half. You love to see it. I don't know, Kev. We got. I think. I just want more parity instead of like Ohio State like getting in and just losing round one to one of these mid majors. Like that's just what I want. I can't be any more clear with that.
I'm different. I'm with you in this, but it's funny because in football, I might be a little different. It's like
Yeah,
I want
100%.
the good team. I want the top team, the proven team from the big conference. Where in basketball, like you can see that Boise State team or that dude, they go on a run. It happens every year. We're in football.
Every year.
Football, the best team is typically going to win in a
Notre
in a
Dame
tournament,
was the Cinderella
in a tournament type breakdown. Football is just different. It just is.
Yeah, all the chalk pretty much hit. I mean,
I want to see some of these some of these other schools go and get hot, maybe make a run.
This is a juicy one, Kev. The Big East. Now, we got number 6, St. John's Red Storm. I have just the craziest feeling they're not going to win this conference tournament. They're not going to win it. I think it's going to be UConn, maybe Marquette, that's going to win this conference tournament. You still got Creighton up there, too. So Creighton, UConn, and Marquette, they're all 22-9 overall. Creighton is 15-5 in conference play. UConn 14-6, and then 25 Marquette is 13-7. But they are losers of 2 straight. You also got the Xavier team, who's won 7 in a row.
7, yeah.
Creeping, Kev. They're creeping. Are they in? Is Lenardi got Xavier in?
He's got them in. He's got 5 Big East teams in. Xavier's the last one. He's got them on the last 4 in.
What are your thoughts on Xavier?
I think I'd have Xavier in.
They beat Creighton 3 games ago by 22.
Yeah, 7 straight. They're on a roll. Sean Miller, former Arizona coach, back to Xavier, got him rolling again.
Yep.
I like Marquette. In the Big East tournament. St. John's, I like the St. John's team a lot.
I like them better in the tournament.
Yep, I agree with that. Big East tournament, give me Marquette or Creighton. UConn, I can't figure UConn
I was
out.
waiting for it. I was serving you up there, dude. Your boy.
The Hurleys I can't do the Hurleys. Great coach. I'll give him his flowers in that, but I could see them laying an egg in here and just primed up, getting ready for the tournament too. So I think Creighton, Marquette, I could see going on a run in the Big East.
Yeah, I mean, St. John's has beat Marquette twice. They just beat them by 2 points last game of the season for them. I think Marquette could actually take them down in the tournament.
Are you, looking at the top 25, Big East, you got St. John's. Man, then you go
Marquette.
all the way
Marquette.
down to Marquette at 25. So Creighton,
Nova
Xavier,
is just
UConn.
UConn had a late resurgence, though. UConn was kind of dead in the water in the middle of the year, man.
Yeah, that's when Hurley was having his mental breakdown.
They were up, they were down.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I don't have their rankings for the year. I mean, let's see.
Who?
This is what they did. This is UConn. UConn started off 4-0 against, little cupcake teams. UConn then lost to Memphis, Colorado, and Dayton. They lost to Memphis and Colorado by a combined 3 points, which really sucked.
That was his meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then they lost to Dayton by, 18. They then picked it up. They beat Texas. They beat Gonzaga. They beat Xavier. Lost to Nova. Lost to Creighton. Lost to Xavier. Lost to St. John's. They're going back, forth, up, down. This conference has been beating each other up, man. But they recently went on a little run here. They won 5 out of their last 6. The only loss coming at St. John's, which was 14-point loss, but I don't know, man. I don't think UConn's got what it takes, and I think they've got this massive target on their back, and I think the teams in their conference are sick of them.
They're going to have
Marquette or Creighton to win this tournament, dude.
Yeah, no, it's same. I think UConn. So UConn's going to. You watch after this season, UConn is going to lose an abundance of talent in the transfer portal. You watch.
Why do you say that?
Whenever you're doing what he's doing and you're winning, titles, it kind of, washes that away.
Yep.
But if you're not winning titles, dude, these kids have it's an easy out. It's an easy out. All they got to do is transfer. If they're getting tired of listening to him, kind of do his thing, they'll just bolt. They could literally go to a top 10 team anywhere, so I could see them just losing an abundance of talent this after this season.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Trying to pull up the odds real quick
on the Big East.
Big East in particular, yes.
You got it. Okay, got it.
So St. John's plus 140. Creighton plus 400, UConn plus 400, Marquette plus 550. If you look at Cinderella, Xavier plus 700. I mean, they just won 7 in a row, right?
Sure. Yeah, I like Marquette. For them odds, Marquette or Xavier probably. Yeah, and actually, I'm seeing plus 1,000 on Xavier on this.
What do you want? ESPN bet or something?
CBS.
Okay. I don't know when that was updated. I'm gonna go Creighton Marquette. Creighton plus 400, Marquette plus 550. Put a unit on each, and let's see where we end up here. I like both of those teams.
Like it.
Marquette plus 550, Creighton plus 400, locked and loaded. Kev, how about we're getting into the weeds a little bit, but we got to talk about this one. The A10, man, Atlantic 10, VCU, George Mason, Dayton, really the top 3 teams you need to look at here. VCU's having a good season. George Mason and Dayton. How many teams does Lenardi have getting in from the A10?
I was just trying to. He doesn't have the A10 on there. I was trying to pull it up on my own here.
He's got to have one in there.
Yeah, well, no, he just doesn't have it on the way he's got this laid out is
without looking at the whole bracket.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I would think VCU. George Mason and VCU, and then Dayton is going to be. He's got Dayton as his next 4 out. So that tells me that he's got George Mason and VCU in.
So yeah, VCU's having a hell of a season.
Yeah.
VCU, man, I remember being in like high school.
Oh yeah.
And you're talking like 2004, 2006,
early 2000s. Yeah.
VCU, man, they were a wagon, were they not?
Oh yeah. I can't remember. They had the 1 year. They went on a run. I can't even remember the guy's name, but I can just picture he had long dreads. He was a point guard, feisty, just locking guys down, getting after it. That was early 2000s. Shaka
VCU
Smart
is yes. Shaka
2000.
Smart.
He was there from 2009, 2015. Yeah, he was on that when Texas thought. Yep, he wasn't a fit for them.
No,
he's good now. Marquette, he's good.
Yeah, VCU actually just lost to Dayton by 3 points to end their season, but before then, they were on a 9-game win streak. I like this VCU team. I mean, they played some good teams this year. Colorado State, Mexico, William and Mary.
George Mason made that, what was it, Elite 8 or Final 4 run in the mid-2000s? They weren't they like the lowest seed to make a Final 4 or whatever?
Yeah, right around the same time VCU.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. VCU is going to get in, and probably George Mason. Dayton would have to maybe win the A10 tournament to get in.
Yeah.
Right. VCU is a -115 favorite to win this tournament. George Mason and Dayton both plus 450. How about odds for the SEC tournament, Kev? Here, Auburn is plus 150. Florida is plus 250. Bama plus 500. And then Tennessee is plus 575. If I'm putting any money, it's going to be on Tennessee. I had one of my buddies saying that A&M is it was the bet that he'd like to win the conference tournament at plus 1,800. I didn't like that myself. He did.
You know, one that I wouldn't hate. What do you got odds on Missouri? I'm showing plus 4,000.
I got plus 2,500.
I wouldn't mind sprinkling a little something on Mizzou.
So I like that. A team that they're going to be in, but a team that wants to rally right now by winning the tournament. Yeah. Man, it's just so top heavy. Like, that is a gauntlet for them. The odds reflect it too. I mean,
Mizzou's they're ranked 7 in the country. Kentucky's I'm sorry, wrong look. They are 21st. They're 21-10. This SEC, I could see them top teams not being interested. So I would rather throw some money on a Mizzou, on a Tennessee, a Kentucky, even A&M. Any of them 4 teams, I'd rather throw a little bit on than them top teams just for this tournament.
I'm with that. I have no qualms with that. So I'm trying to find my future bets real quick, because I think I got some insane closing line value on Wisconsin. This is terrible podcasting. I can't find it right now. Wisconsin is like a plus 600 favorite to win that tournament, and I got them at way higher than that, although I'm not seeing it. I wonder if they mispriced it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. I have I would say I'm pretty much I may dabble a little bit more in these conference tournament games, but my March has not been great. I am 20 and 29 in March. Not great. Ruining my good record that I had going. I was 179 and 126 in February. Light month. 53 games over 500 there. But my winning percentage has dipped down to about 56%. 340, 274, and 7 college basketball picks.
So you're due for tournament.
I'm ready for the tournament, man. I'm ready for the tournament.
Yeah.
I've got some tasty future bets in. I got some good closing line value on a couple teams, some good CLV. A couple others we'll see. Like Michigan State's been up and down. Iowa State, everyone was down on Iowa State, and now everyone's kind of back in on them again. You're gonna see everyone talking. Okay, so here's an interesting one. And for everyone watching, we're not going to get into every one of these conference tournaments here. We just don't have time, as we are an hour and 9 minutes into the show right now. I was listening, and I've been driving a lot over the past several days, so I've had a ton of podcasts, and there's several networks on XM Radio. Sports Grid, VSiN is amazing, dude. Vegas Sports Insider Network, I believe is what that stands for. But the Sports Gambling Podcast guys actually have their own show on VSiN. No free shout outs, but those guys are pretty fucking funny. But VSiN's great, and they with tournament time, you got guys just like you and I just cutting it up, man, about George Mason and whoever, but they were talking Ken Pom. So I think either the winner or teams to make the Final Four. I need to go look this up. I'll have it after Selection Sunday. Next Monday's show, I'll have it for everyone. But teams with a top 21 Ken Pom offense, top 31 Ken Pom defense. It could be the other way around. This is terrible again, I know. But like the odds of them winning or making it to the Final Four were absolutely insane. And there was only like 10 teams that fall into that category too. So
I've got a similar so 22 out of 23 champions have been in the top 21 in offense efficiency. 21 of the 23 champions have been in the top 29 of defense efficiency. The teams that fit that parameter right now are Auburn, Duke, Florida, Houston, Texas Tech, Arizona, and Clemson. So
Iowa State wasn't in there?
Nope. I have a feeling they might have just been out of that rank, that 29, that top 29. Like Arizona was, or no, Texas Tech was 28th in defense, right there, being out of that top 29 number, and they were 10th off on the offensive efficiency side.
So according to Ken Pom, could you tell me who has the number one adjusted defense efficiency? Points allowed per 100 possessions.
Duke or Houston?
Tennessee.
Okay, Tennessee's. Yeah, I didn't think they'd be up ahead of Houston, but yeah, they're up there.
Crazy.
Okay.
Adjusted offensive efficiency, so points scored per 100 possessions. Number one team. Who do you
Auburn?
think that is? Auburn and Duke, man, right at the top. Then you got Florida, Bama, Missouri, Kentucky. SEC. Adjusted tempo. Oh, my goodness. Cal Poly, dude, number 2 in adjusted tempo.
Cal Poly.
South Dakota, number 3. Number 1 is
it Duke?
You know who's got the fastest tempo. You know
Alabama?
This. Yes. Of course they do.
Yeah,
get it, chuck it, get it, chuck it, get it, chuck it.
Their point guard goes 100 miles an hour, and yeah.
Yep. Man, I love these Ken Poms. Adjusted efficiency margin, net rating, Duke up there. Yeah, good luck getting the analytics with kenpom.com. Good luck with that. There's a lot of data there, a lot of good data, but you have to know how to put it on a graph and make it work for you. We'll be doing some of that. We'll be prepared after Selection Sunday. Not sure what day of the week we're doing the show next week, Kev. We'll figure that out. We'll get the tweets out. We'll put it up on all the Dew socials at Dew Champions everywhere. Make sure you're following us. Kev, I want to talk about a little NFL free agency. Now, while I was doing my show prep, I missed a lot of NFL free agency.
It was coming hot, and dude, it was coming fast. Yeah.
So, hand up, I have not been my best when it comes to sports lately. Got a lot going on outside of Dew Champions and no one to blame right now. Doing my best to stay in tune, but with March Madness here, I just have nothing. I have no room for NFL. So, dude, DeAndre Hopkins signed with the Ravens.
Yep.
How I'm just I know we landed on the moon. Like I get it. I get it. I get it. But I am out of it now. Wow, this is amazing. They updated this article. Kev, you posted this link from ESPN. It's fantastic. They updated it from like 45 minutes ago, where they actually rewrote this article to put Joey Bosa slides into the Bills defense.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Stuff like this I love, dude. I absolutely love this. It's just an article that keeps getting additions to it as new signings come in. I absolutely love it. But I want to talk about, I'm going to bring up some, and I want to get your reaction to them, Kev.
Okay.
Maybe the most important one, Geno Smith of the Raiders.
It's an upgrade from what we had. I'll say that. Geno was 3 years ago, had that great year. Last 2 years, he's just been okay. The touchdowns haven't been there. He's been bad in the red zone. So if he can clean that up, maybe Bowers can help him out with that. It's an upgrade over what we had. It's going to be interesting how the draft goes now with some of these quarterbacks kind of falling in other positions also. But, kind of opens up the Raiders at 6. To kind of, maybe do something a little different. I'm okay with it. Only thing is, man, we always go get a free agent or we take a guy late. We have got to get a high talent top quarterback at some point. Good. I mean, I hope the Geno thing works out. Short term, couple year deal. So I'm okay with it.
Do you have the deal off the top of your?
No,
I can grab it. I just wasn't sure if you had it.
No,
I could find it. Do you want to guess how many yards he threw for last year?
Oh, his yards were there. 4,000?
4,300.
Okay, yeah, I know his yards were there.
A 21-15 touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah.
Not great. And a 53.8 QBR, which was 21st out of qualifying quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now, Seattle's offensive line has been terrible.
Yep.
And I think you guys have a better offensive line.
Ours is better than theirs is, yeah.
Significantly worse running game, right? As of right now, as we record this live, your guys running back room is sincere.
They could blow up the running back room. They could literally start. I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. You can literally keep Sincere, and that's it. And then
I thought he ran hard,
guys. Man. Yeah, no, he was fine.
Right?
He didn't get a lot of run early in the season because they were still trying to figure out, Madison, and I don't know his name now. I've already forgot it. Zamir White. The Zamir White experience did not last but like 2 games, and I was done with that.
Don't forget about the fantasy darling that was Amir Abdullah.
And
then I'm seeing that you guys have Isaiah Spiller on your roster.
Not for long, maybe.
He came from the Chargers. He's only been in the league like 2 years. So that you guys must have just got him.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
He didn't get much playing time. He came from Texas A&M a couple years ago. So yeah, it's Sincere McCormick. I don't know if Madison's going to stay. This isn't a Raiders preview for those watching. Kevin is just a Raiders fan, so we're talking about Geno Smith. Don't get your panties in a bunch, all right?
Yeah, you can move on.
DK Metcalf to the Steelers.
Dude,
the one place that I don't think he'll have a ton of success.
I love it, though. Him and George Pickens are probably. Hey, so I hear everybody talking about it. Don't be surprised if George Pickens is gone. I could see. No. I could see them getting rid of him before the season starts.
No way. Then they're right. Then why trade for DK? He's going to be more expensive than George.
This is a non-Pittsburgh move. This is kind of a weird trade for DK.
Dude, they got to keep up with the Joneses, man. Cincy's got 2. Baltimore's got 2.
They're the same type of receivers. Big, straight line, go get it. I don't know. A little variety.
Pickens is probably a better route runner than DK, right?
He probably is, but I don't know how much that's saying.
It's not.
I have a feeling Pickens doesn't stay on script too often.
DK should have been a Buffalo Bill. So let's just call it what it is. He would have fit in perfectly. He would have been that field stretcher, man. It would have been perfect.
Before Keon Coleman.
Yeah, because, Keon is Keon got injured and just was not the same. Now I don't know how the extent of the injury. He was playing hurt. I don't know. None of that really came out. It came out that Kincaid was more hurt, playing hurt and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If you're going to get on the field, just be ready to play.
Yep. Yeah. They can come out with all this stuff. Them guys are all playing hurt. All of them.
All of them.
Some more than others, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't like DK to the Steelers. I don't like it for DK.
Nope.
I don't like it for the Steelers. Because
nope.
First and foremost with this, who's throwing on the ball?
The funniest part about it is the best guy to throw on the ball is probably the shitty guy they had last year, Russell Wilson, just chucking it up to them two.
I mean, they did play together.
It's going to be Rodgers, though.
They did play together, didn't they? Or didn't Russ play with Metcalf?
Yeah.
Right?
It was like his rookie or
DK's rookie year,
I think.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Rodgers throwing to him.
Yeah. Laramie Tunzel is a Commander now. I think the Commanders are doing all the right things.
Yep.
They're doing their best to put a good team around.
He's a really good rated pass blocker still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put your gas mask on, Commanders fans. I don't know if you follow PFT on X. Dude, PFT, he's got the gas mask on.
Dude, that draft day. Hey, that draft day was insane when that came out.
It was.
Oh my gosh.
That was so long ago. That was, man, what is that, 12 years ago? Like, how long has he been in the league for?
It's probably it's 10 maybe
2016.
16, okay.
Round 1, 13 to Miami. And he probably would have been a top
5.
Easy.
Yeah.
But smoking with a gas mask on. He's 30 years old, but I mean, he's a beast, man. He's going to be there for a while. I'm not worried about him. Good for them. I think they outkick their coverage, man. Dallas is going to have something to say.
I think Washington's doing it right, though. They might have outkicked their coverage last year, but they have a quarterback. They're trying to surround him, get the O-line straight. I think they're doing what they should do.
They're doing all the right things on paper.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, really,
that's it.
At this point.
Yep. Everything looks good there. Sam Darnold's getting $100 million in Seattle. What are they doing?
Going rate for a average quarterback, right?
You get rid of, I know JSN's got his emergence in Seattle, but you get rid of your best wide receiver, and then you bring in limp noodle arm Sam Darnold. Who's he throwing to?
They got rid of DK and
Jake Bobo.
Who was the other veteran wideout? He's been there forever. Lockett.
Where did he go?
I don't know. I don't think he's anywhere yet.
Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, make me look this up, Kev.
Yep. Yeah.
He's still in Seattle.
I thought
maybe not.
I thought he got released.
He's got an NFL emblem behind his picture. So
yep.
Yeah, they released him. 6 days ago.
Yeah, so they two wideouts gone, JSN by himself, a younger version of Geno that's about the same, maybe. I don't know.
Sam Darnold was throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Who is the other dude from USC?
Creative offense, just.
And
Addison,
their defense was much better.
Yeah, that's
much
worse situation he's going into. O-line's not good. The running backs can't stay healthy, and their best two wideouts are gone. Or not best two, but two of the top three. JSN's better than Lockett right now.
Their best wideout's gone. You can't tell. DK's better than JSN. DK's better than JSN. Two completely different types and styles.
Last year, I don't think he was, just because DK wasn't healthy last year. So I think that was kind of last year was kind of a lost season almost for DK.
If I'm take the fantasy aspect out of it and stats aspect out of it, you're building a team, right? You're going to take JSN over DK Metcalf?
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
No.
DK's a one-trick
don't,
pony.
Don't think it. So is JSN. He's just in the slot. That's it.
He's younger. He hasn't. I mean, DK's been injured. I mean, the injury a little bit older. I'm taking JSN. It's close, but I'll take the upside on JSN.
Building a team is again the wrong. It's your team this year. This year, it's your team. You're still. Don't think about 2 years, 3 years down the line. Don't think about any of that. This upcoming season, who's the wide receiver you'd rather have on your team?
I almost still think it's JSN. I don't. It's close.
You're saying the wrong answer over and over and over.
No, you just want me to say the right answer. I think it depends on, like, for instance, if I was Pittsburgh, I would have rather had JSN than DK because of the fit, because Pickens already does what DK does. That, I think it depends on your roster.
It does. You're absolutely right with that. And obviously JSN was not on the trade block, so that wasn't even a thing. Justin Fields going to the Jets. I love that as a Bills fan.
Who is their quarterback? Was it your Buffalo guy? The Jets quarterback that was the only one on the roster before him.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Who is your guy's quarterback before Allen? I can't think of his name. Bounced around the league. He's been a backup.
I don't remember anything before Josh Allen, dude.
You shouldn't. Them were bad times, right? That's gonna bug me.
I have no idea.
Why can't I think of his name?
Peterman?
Nope.
It was Peterman right before Allen. Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. Yeah. Listen,
Tyrod.
Tyrod got us to the playoffs. He broke the drought for us, so I fuck with Tyrod. Yeah, I don't know. Jets are going to be an interesting team over the next couple years, man. They've got some work to do, and
I just think, I could be wrong, but I could have seen them draft if one of these quarterbacks started to slide, and they're picking, I think, 7. I could see them taking Shador or and just moving on. But I don't know. Now the Fields maybe is like a bridge guy.
I don't think there's one quarterback in this draft that's going to make an NFL impact 3 or 5 years from now. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are starting in the league 5 years from now.
You never know, man. You think about I don't
Shador
disagree,
sucks,
but
dude. I'm sorry. I don't think Shador Sanders.
I'm not a
is good at
Shador
all.
fan. No, I think honestly,
I'm
telling you, Cam Ward and Jackson Dart are my top 2 quarterbacks.
Dart. You and I are both high on Dart. We're both high on Dart. I think we just got a bunch of backups in this draft, but we'll see where they end up and where they land.
Some of them lower guys in this year's draft, I think, are better than some of them mid-round guys last year. The top end's not even close. The top end this year does not compare to that. But I think guys like McCord are better than some of them late-round guys from last year. But
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like any of them. I just think it's a defensive draft, in my opinion. Defensive heavy, and that's obviously I've been looking at the defense a lot more as a Bills fan. That's where we need the most help. Speaking of, the Bills signed Joey Bosa. I'm fine with that, but we can't be done. Especially on the D line.
1 year, $12 million. I mean, they're.
We were up against the cap, though. We got underneath it.
Did they? Sorry, go ahead.
No. We've been extending. We've given out extensions to several guys: Allen, Greg Rousseau, Khalil Shakir, and Terrell Bernard. So it's freed up some money.
Yeah, I assume they were scrambling to get all that done to get that number down before free agency started.
And we could free up another like 30, 40 mil. I mean, Von Miller is gone. I mean, it's just how much of it makes sense. You can only kick the can down the road for so long before you got to say goodbye to the guys. But we'll cross that. Brandon Beane has been excellent at that, in my opinion. We just need to. We rotate guys a lot too in the D line, so it could be a really good fit for Joey Bosa. I want our rotational pieces to be a little more potent this year. We need to draft a couple. First and second pick. Our first two picks got to be D line. A DB maybe, but our first pick has to be D line. I like some guys in the spot we're drafting to, and if you follow Dude Champions, we're all over the draft, man. Draft is coming up. It's 6 weeks away, I think, at this point. Like, is it April 25th or something?
3rd or something like
right?
that. Yeah.
So, draft coming up, but a couple more, dude. Devontae Adams to the Rams.
Good move for them.
Whoa.
I'm not a Devontae guy anymore for obvious reasons, but they're getting rid of Cooper Kupp. Somehow, some way, they're going to either trade him, cut him, whatever. But, Devontae Adams and Puka trying to get squeeze out one more little run out of Stafford. I don't hate it if I'm a Rams fan.
Not at all. With that young defense, I love it.
Kyron Williams running the ball. Stafford can stay healthy. Yeah.
I dig it, man. You got a Seattle team that's down, in my opinion. The Niners have never been more vulnerable in the last 5-7 years than they are right now. Arizona is still rebuilding.
Arizona,
yeah, they're playing with blocks in the corner right now. They'll have to figure it out sometime. A couple other names: DJ Reed's going with the Lions. Edge rusher Josh Sweat. It was a Bills guy that I wanted to get. He is going to the Cardinals. And then I love this, dude. This article is incredible. So Joey Bosa is 29. He's only 29 in 1 year. I'm still 1 year, 12.6, dude. I feel so good about that. I mean, so as someone who is outside, you're kind of inside Bills Mafia now that you've been doing this. But how do you feel about this Joey Bosa move for us?
That's a great move. If the guy is, and you kind of spoke to it, the rotation that you guys run on that D line is what he does not need to be on the field every play. He's proven that he cannot play every down. He's been banged up on and off his entire career, basically. So I think that fits perfect. It kind of comes in and is going to do what Von Miller was supposed to do for you guys when you kind of brought him in as a veteran.
Yeah.
Again, the contract, 1 year, no risk really. Veteran guy who's going to have something to prove because he's going to be a free agent again next year. So yeah, no, I love it.
Well said. I do too.
Nothing to really dislike about it, in my opinion, other than I don't like the Bosa brothers. So
I don't like Joey Bosa as a player either. There was that video of him where he was in Philadelphia watching his brother play a couple years ago where the Niners it is when the Niners lost to Philadelphia. No. The Niners lost to Philadelphia in the NFC Championship.
Oh, okay.
Outside the stadium, a bunch of fans were chirping him and just yelling, Bosa. And I don't know. He's talking about how much money he has and all this. And it's like, dude, you're arguing with a bunch of greasy Philadelphia Eagles fans. Like, come on, dude, just keep it moving, bro. Like, I didn't like that, but I don't know. Come get some sacks for us this year, buddy. We love it. Demarcus Robinson signed with the Niners. Nothing really to talk about there. The Bills signed our fullback, Reggie Gilliam. Had to have it. The Vagers agreed to term with former Packers cornerback and 2021 first-round pick Eric Stokes. Nice little pickup for you guys there, getting the secondary. If he could stay healthy here, get the secondary a little bit of an upgrade. Linebacker Devin Bush, 1 year, $3.25 million deal to the Browns. I'm not going to go through all of these. The DeAndre Hopkins going to the Ravens, I thought was interesting. He wants a ring, yeah.
So they got Zay Flowers, him,
Rashad Bateman,
who
showed up. Big.
Who was the other? Did they have another veteran late last year? They
did have. Yeah.
I feel like they had a
Deontay Johnson.
No, somebody that actually played. No, but yeah, I feel like they had another guy. Yeah,
no, they Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. They've got a couple other guys that were in and out, but it's Zay Flowers and Bateman. So maybe Hopkins could do a little bit more than we did with KC.
I think Hopkins is he fell off a cliff like pretty quickly. Honestly, he had like a year or two in Arizona, and then he kind of fell off quick after that.
Nothing too big. The Bills signed Joshua Palmer from the Chargers as well, not just Joey Bosa. That was like a 3-year, $36 million contract for the wide receiver, which I was fine with. No issues there. Bolster our wide receiver room a little bit more. Jacoby Brissett going to Arizona doesn't really matter. This could be an impact one here. Leonard Floyd leaving the Niners, going to Atlanta on a 1-year, $10 million deal. He had eight and a half sacks.
San Fran's lost some pieces on that defense. Safety, Kinlaw, now him. Yeah. I know San Francisco's been really good about drafting recently, but man, they've had some free agent, like, with the trades, and some of the free agent stuff has been kind of odd with them behind the scenes. Interested to see how that kind of plays out with.
Oh, did you freeze up, Kev? Hour 37 in. I think we got Kevin frozen here. You good? You back?
Yeah, I'm back.
There you go. You're back. Did Rasul Douglas sign with the Raiders? Or not the Raiders, the Ravens?
I don't know. I didn't see that one. Rasul Douglas. I'm not sure.
I need to look that up. I don't know. I need to get with it. Do champions. Follow us everywhere. Kev, we're an hour 40 into this. NFL free agency is just really getting started. March Madness is what we're really in tune with right now. Selection Sunday is this coming Sunday. If you're betting on these conference tournament games, be careful, tread lightly. Follow me on X, do_Neffy for all of my picks. Follow Kevin at Kevin3E2 for all of Kevin's banter on X. Kev, it's good to be seen, brother.
No one to blame. March Madness coming.
Let's go.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're a family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you're having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Kevin,
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it! I'll fucking do it again.
You champion sucks. No one to blame. No one to blame.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.